Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Aysha if you're new here, and today we are playing with makeup. It feels very weird to even say that given the circumstances of the world right now. I'm currently filming this on March 18th, and over the last week so much has happened, but I hope all of you guys are staying safe and I hope all your family is safe, and I pray that we all move past this, get stronger, come together as a human race and do better and learn from this. And yeah, I'm here to just slap some makeup on my face to distract you for a second. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up, of course. And if you're new to my channel, be sure to subscribe and join the family, and let's get into it. So I feel like for obvious reasons, I have to point out that there is a mirror behind me, and that's who you can see in the back, so don't get freaked out. But I just have gotten so much new makeup and tools in the last couple weeks, and I know a lot of you guys want to hear my thoughts on them. Firstly, the Blendiful. I'm going to be using Tati Beauty's Blendiful in this tutorial. This is going to be my first time using it, but a lot of you guys said you just want to see my first impressions on this, so that is what I'm doing today. I'm going to be reviewing this guy as well as the new Pat McGrath Concealer, which I'm excited about. I really hope I got the right colors. I'm not on Pat McGrath's PR list, unfortunately, so Pat's team, if you're seeing this, hit me up. But I did run to Sephora and got a couple shades, so I'm really hoping these work for me, so I will be reviewing these as well. I love the packaging already. Like, I love the fact that it's glass. It just feels expensive. And I'm gonna be doing a semi-fun, adventurous eye look. I have some like lilac-inspired palettes that have come out recently. This one's not as recent. This is the Juvia's Place Violets palette, and I've been meaning to give this a try in a tutorial, but then this kind of gave me the push. This is the new Huda Beauty Pastel Lilac palette, and it is just so beautiful. Like, look at this. I really hope that it's not too ashy on me, but I feel like that's gonna look so stunning. I do have my beauty blender on standby just in case the Blendiful doesn't come through, but I really hope it does. So I'm gonna go in with priming. I'm just using the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Hydrating Hyaluronic Primer. I totally forgot that I had this until I was decluttering. I know it's just like a nice hydrating, moisturizing primer, so I don't know what it is, man. Just like this self-isolation thing, even though I haven't been like totally isolated, I've been going on my hikes and walks and stuff. Whatever it is, it's just keeping me very demotivated. I feel like everyone's like slowed down on the content, oddly enough, even though we're all home now. And it just feels weird to just pretend like everything is right in the world and put makeup on my face. I don't know, but hopefully you guys enjoy this. I've been very curious about the products. That feels so nice. I'm pretty sure this primer is like super inexpensive as well. But what I was actually wearing under is a primer that I have like fell in love with. Let me bring it. But this is the primer I've been obsessed with recently. It's the No Pore Blem primer by the brand Touch and Soul. I've just been using it all the time. It also has this like essence partner, No Pore Blem Prime Essence. So I use this when I want more. Actually, I kind of use them together. But anyways, just a little shout out. These are two new products that I've been using recently and really love. I'm gonna take actually a little bit of the No Pore Blem primer just to show you guys because it is stunning. This is the Makeup Forever Reboot foundation. This is in the shade Y505. I don't feel like I have to mix with this foundation, which is why I like to use it a lot, but I'm gonna put some on the back of my hand, maybe like 2 pumps. I watched Jackie Aina's video on this product, and she mentioned how like a little bit goes a long way with your products because this actually doesn't absorb anything. So I feel like I'm gonna dot it onto my face first because that's kind of what I do anyways with like brushes and stuff. Feels nice. To be honest, I thought it would be a lot weirder, like getting used to the way like I'd be blending and stuff, but it's honestly quite easy to blend. It just feels like very comfortable, like almost as if it's like your hands. Now I don't feel like it's like life-changing, but it feels nice. I'm not gonna lie. Like not having to like wet my beauty blender. I feel like I got quite a light coverage from that though, which is what I was going for. I guess I only used like 1 pump, but I just thought that I would need less product. I'm gonna try just like scooping up the product from my hand directly and then dotting it on and see how that looks. Now I do like the fact that I can get really close to my brow like this, because with my beauty blender, this is like the hardest part, getting around the brow. So I'm liking that so far. I mean, I really like the coverage that gave. It's blended out literally perfectly. I feel like you can't even see the product on my skin. So I'm liking that. And I feel like you're getting like the true coverage and formulation of your foundation because, you know, it's not mixed with like a damp beauty blender, which usually has water on it. The shine on my forehead still looks like how it did before I wore makeup. So like I said, so far so good. So I'm going to stop there and move on to the Pat McGrath concealer. And I am still, I don't know if I want to use the small one for this. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna start off with this same place that I use the foundation with the concealer. So anyways, this is the Pat McGrath concealer. By the way, the Blendiful comes in a package like this. It shipped pretty quickly. Shipping wasn't free, unfortunately, even though I live in Los Angeles, which is where I believe like their company is based. You get 2 of these like in one pack and it's $18. And one beauty blender is like $20, I'm pretty sure. So, but anyways, moving on to the Pat McGrath concealer. This was $30. So altogether I paid, like after taxes, I paid about $60 or $70 for it, which was kind of expensive. Was it $30 or $35? Hold on. Okay, I am mistaken. The concealer was in fact $32 at Sephora. So definitely very much on the pricey side. So hopefully these are worth it. But I got the 2 shades M21, which is definitely a lot lighter. Just a very nice, sleek, clean package. And then I also got the shade MD22, which is just slightly deeper than M21. So you can see the difference over there. I think I'm gonna start off with the deeper one and see how I like that first. First impression, as I just apply it, I really like the doe foot applicator. Smaller than like the Too Faced Born This Way, which is what I'm basing off my views as, because that's like my favorite concealer and has been for nearly 2 years. So, and I really like this color. I feel like this color matches really nicely. They also had, I think it was M23 that definitely had more of like a yellow undertone, which I tend to steer away from with under eye concealers. Sometimes it can just look a little too like concealer-y, if that makes sense. Like it looks a little bit too unnatural when it's very yellow. So I prefer more of like a neutral color under my eyes. I'm gonna actually drag that along the nose. I also find because this doe foot applicator isn't as large as the Too Faced one, it's a lot easier to like go down the center of my nose and just kind of like apply it in general. I find it's a lot easier. And if you're wondering in shade reference, I usually use the shade Butterscotch in the Too Faced Born This Way sculpting concealer. I feel like I probably could have also picked up something that's a little bit more closer to my skin tone for more natural days, but if I end up really liking this, then I will just go ahead and order that one as well. So I'm not really sure if I should let this sit or not. I'm gonna be using the Blendiful, and I'm afraid that because this doesn't have any moisture in it, it might, I don't know, it'll just blend out differently. So I'm just gonna blend out the product right away. So I'm gonna start with my chin. I will say that Blendiful blends out products like super quick, like much quicker. Blend it out really nicely. I feel like there's a very strange glare right over here. I promise you it's just the lighting. It's not the concealer or any of the product. So I definitely don't like to swipe with this. I feel like whenever I swipe, I get weird brush marks. So I definitely find that patting is the best way to go for this one. In terms of the coverage for this concealer, I really like it. I feel like it didn't do too much, but it just looks so perfect. It's like full coverage, but like not really. I don't know how to explain it. It's just flawless. Like it looks really, really good. I feel like it blended into my skin perfectly. The thing that I like the most about it is the fact that although it still gave me a brightening effect under my eyes, a lot of the times if I use a brightening concealer, I will have to do some color correcting underneath because you will see just like a touch of gray or ashiness under my eyes from my dark circles. But this just looks like beautifully highlighted, not too bright or ashy. Like it just looks perfect under there, and it still has a little bit of a glow as well. And I actually really like the way that it blended out with the Blendiful as well. I'm gonna put a little bit of that concealer also around my mouth because I feel like we need some balance over here. So I'm just gonna do a little bit here. This is where a deeper shade would have come in handy. So I'm definitely gonna have to order that because so far I'm really liking this. The thing that I also really like about the way the Blendiful blends out is the fact that there's a lot of surface area here. Sometimes when you're using the Beauty Blender and you're blending out your concealer, it will leave kind of like a weird line of demarcation where you can see the shade of like your skin slash foundation and then the concealer, and it's just, it doesn't look balanced. But this way you can like blend out your concealer, but then this part is also touching your cheek. So it's blending that out simultaneously, and it just makes everything look perfectly blended in like how I normally do, but like a lot quicker. Just for video's sake, I want to use the lighter shade in the Pat McGrath concealer as well, just to kind of see the difference between the two concealers, or the shades. So I'm gonna take the shade M21, which is slightly lighter. I'm just gonna do a very little amount like that. That is definitely very light. Look how quick that blends out, y'all. That was literally like, if I had to guess, 7 taps. So I didn't think that I was going to cream contour with this, but I am going to try it and just see. I'm going to warm up a little bit of the cream contour on the back of my hand, as I always do. And I'm going to use this side. That's a little bit more clean, and I'm actually going to like kind of fold it, so. Okay, to be completely honest, I am finding it a little bit uncomfortable to do like a cream contour. Like, I'm not really enjoying this process. I just feel like it feels weird. Although, like, I mean, it's blending out nicely and smoothly and everything, so I'm fine with that. It's not like I really cream contour with a beauty blender anyways, so this is kind of foreign territory to me. But I just feel like it looks too harsh. Like, I could definitely do, I'm gonna go over with the foundation slash concealer side. I could do a better job with just what I usually use, which is this little brush over here by Makeup Forever. So I'm just gonna go in with that brush because it's what I'm used to. All right, I feel like I actually might be able to contour my nose with this, so I'm gonna dip in to whatever remaining product is on the back of my hand and just lightly kind of like stamp this along the side of my nose. That is kind of perfect. Like, I can really get perfectly on the nose like that. I like that. Now, I don't normally contour my nose like this, but I was just very curious and it does work. But you know those people that don't set their concealer or foundation? They're like,
yeah, you know, I'm done. I don't even need to use powder.
Those people are psychopaths to me. No offense if you do that. But I feel like because I didn't use a beauty blender and because this is already dry and it blended out everything so nicely, I wouldn't have to use powder. The concealer set really nicely. It's still movable. It still looks beautiful and like glowy on the skin. It gave me full coverage. It covered up my birthmark, but it's not like sticky, which I really like. Like, I feel like I actually don't have to set this face. I still will because I'm not a psychopath, but But anyways, I am done with the base. I feel like that took way too long, but I wanted to just be super detailed for you guys. Okay, I really like this for powder because I can really press this into the skin. Even when there's no powder on this, I feel like it's still setting it, if that makes sense. So for bronzer, this is no surprise. I'm using my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This is in the shade Endless Summer. I got this cool new brush. This is by Complex Culture. Never really heard of them before, but really interesting looking brush, so I thought that I would try it out. I know everyone is in self-isolation now, but I want to know if it's safe to still go outside, or like, is it bad to still go outside to like go on a walk or go on a hike? Because I've been doing that. I just feel like I feel better when I get like vitamin D and fresh air and stuff like that, instead of like, you know, being cooped up inside of an apartment. So let me know if you are like a healthcare provider and you know the best steps or anything, because I obviously don't want to be harming other people by me like going on my walk or whatever, my hike, but I do want to make sure that I'm actually like, you know, getting some fresh air and stuff. So let me know your opinion on that. Okay, enough with the bronzer. I'm going to start on the eyes. I think I'm gonna actually keep it quite simple for the eyes, but of course it's gonna be lilac. So I'm gonna use one of Huda Beauty's, I forget what these are called, the Matte and Metal Melted Shadows. Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of these kind of products. They're not as user-friendly, and I'm just not a huge fan of like the liquid. But I am gonna use it in this video and see what happens. And then it came with like a little matching brush, so. I feel like that's actually a good base. So maybe the secret is just using Huda Beauty's brushes as well. Okay, right on top of that, before it dries completely, I'm gonna go into the Lilac palette by Huda Beauty as well. I feel like I'm gonna start off with this lighter one up here. For those of you who don't know, I do use natural lighting. So what you see is what you get, baby. I'm gonna take a little bit of the lighter shade in this corner and kind of put that in the center of my lid, just to kind of give a little bit of dimension. I'm gonna go into the deeper lilac shade with the other side of this brush, and I'm going to put that right above that shadow. I don't know if I'm liking this or hating it, but I'm not gonna stop now. So, all right, we're back with the orange lighting because I didn't like how that other lighting looked, so we are continuing on. I feel like that's pretty much it for the eyes. I'm gonna just do my lower lash line before we move on. Okay, instead of eyeliner, I just wanna define my lash line slightly. So I'm gonna go into the Juvia's Place palette now, which is similar lilac shades, just a little bit darker. So I'm gonna go in with this deep purple shade over here, and I'm going to take that on a liner brush. Like, it's almost nothing. It just kind of opened my eyes slightly and just defined it a little bit more. Going in with a dark purple eyeliner just for my tight line. Okay, now I'm gonna take a little bit of the other side of that Huda Beauty thing, and this is kind of like a brush on glitter. I'm gonna take a very small amount of that and put that on my inner corner. I'm taking the sparkly purple shadow in this palette on my pinky finger and pressing that right on top of that glitter shadow. I am not happy with this lighting, y'all. It's pissing me off. So anyways, I'm gonna finish my look because these are all the new products that I'm using. I'm gonna find a blush to use, put on my mascara, and come back because I am annoyed. Okay, I am back. My mascara is on. Put on a little bit of highlight. Didn't want to go too crazy, but I just got these new lipsticks in the mail from Mented Cosmetics. Mented Cosmetics is a Black-owned makeup brand. I haven't tried anything from them before, so thank you, Mented, for sending me some products to try. So I'm gonna try and find a semi-nude lipstick to go with this. So let's see, I have the shades Nude Lala, Pretty in Pink, Foxy Brown, Mented number 5, Dope Taupe, and Dark Night. So I'm actually gonna open Dark Taupe or Dope Taupe first. I really like how the name of the product is on the box in the color that I assume it's gonna be, so that is very convenient. So they're nice bullet lipsticks, matte, and they have the name Mented right over there. Super pretty. Ooh, this is gorgeous. Dope Taupe. I feel like this might be a little bit too dark for the look that I'm going for, but I really want to try it on, so. And okay, that color is kind of everything, y'all. That is one of the most beautiful nudes I have ever seen. I'm not really sure where you can buy Mented Cosmetics. I'm gonna have them linked down below though, because ooh, the sun is coming out. See? The sun even liked this lipstick. This is the shade Nude Lala. This one might be a little bit too pink, but it's a really pretty pinkish nude. I feel like this shade might actually go well, so I'm actually going to just dab off a little bit. Okay, so I just dabbed off a little bit, and then I'm gonna go into the shade Pretty in Pink. Pretty! I'm not just saying that because the name is Pretty in Pink. Yo, this formula is everything. I love that shade. Such a pretty pink for deeper skin tones. I want to find a light gloss to go over it though, so hold please. I feel like if I dab a little bit of this shade from Makeup Forever in 01, to be honest, I don't even know what kind of shade goes with a lilac color, but it doesn't really matter because this video is about the Blendiful and concealer anyways and eyeshadow, so I'm gonna take this Bobbi Brown gloss. It is the shade Force of Nature, and I'm just gonna put it on top just for fun. This is what the shade looks like. It's kind of clear though, so it really doesn't matter. But that is basically the finished look, y'all. I feel like that looks really pretty. I'm obsessed with the concealer, so if you guys were thinking of getting it and you have $32 lying around, then I suggest you get it because it's really pretty. I mean, there's not really much places you can really wear it to over the next month since we're all basically self-quarantining. But if you want to look cute for yourself and your selfies, then it would be great to pick up now. Or just wait for the Sephora sale that's probably going to be happening. So that is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And let me know in the comments how proud you are of me for using color today, because I know I haven't been using color lately, but I really like this. And I think once spring hits and we're actually allowed outside, then I will rock this for the girls. So thank you for watching, guys. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Join the fam. We're almost at 360K. Hey, hey. Also, let me know how you guys like this background, because I think this could work. This could work for the videos. It's comfortable. You still get the blurry background. It is kind of weird, the fact that like you can see myself right there, like filming, you see the camera and everything, but I feel like it's blurry enough that it's not too noticeable and too annoying. But let me zoom so y'all can see this face beat real quick. You can see the concealer is super smooth, very smooth, blends in perfectly. The Blendiful did a gorgeous job. I feel like the Blendiful almost made my skin look very velvety. My skin has a little bit more dew, so I really had to go in with the dewy setting mist because it was definitely a lot more matte and velvety than I'm used to. Just keep that in mind with the Blendiful, but I really like both products, so if you guys are thinking of getting them, they have Aysha's stamp of approval. So I'm gonna go now and maybe take a selfie or two and then wash this off because I'm not going anywhere. Bye.